All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm gonna work on a Blue Point. The model number on this is a B, Boy David George 88 Charles Paul. New Snap-on Blue Point sells it for $31.50, and I found a cheap one on eBay for $19.95, so I got $2.50 in it. I did a large flea market buy a while back, and I didn't know at first it was Snap-on, but it's stiff, it's rusted pretty good. It's got some rust in it. And the guy I bought this from, he does estate buys. He buys out estates, so I'm pretty sure it came out of an estate sale. Anyways, I'm gonna soak it in some rust remover, and the pictures I saw online, this part of it's blacked and this part of it's like a polish. So I'm gonna try to recreate that. I need to clean. I'm debating whether, oh heck, I can get this off. There we go. Check that out. There we go. Well heck, I'm just gonna soak these in some rust remover and clean them up from there. Check that out. I'm gonna see if I can't soak that in some cleaner and get some of the rust out of the inside of them. All right, well, let me drop them in the rust remover, eat lunch, and I'll come back. All right, got them out of the solvent, the rust remover, which is, I don't remember what, I think it's Rust-Oleum rust remover is what I'm using. It's a little aggressive than that other stuff. If you leave it in too long, it's a pretty strong acid actually. Reminds me of vinegar, a little stronger. Well, the only thing I don't like about these is that the etching, the naming and the numbering that Blue Point does, they're not proud of it. It's like a laser etching. They just barely hit the surface. So I may lose the Blue Point when I go to wire wheel and go to polishing. I may lose the name. It's a shame that manufacturers now aren't proud of putting their name on tools and equipment and stuff anymore. But that's all right. It's going to be a good tool anyways. I guess I'll take it to the wire wheel and give it a once over. I'm going to have to work the pivot to some WD-40. A gentleman told me to use some lapping compound, but I don't have any. So we'll just go to the wire wheel and see what that does. All right, I went from the wire wheel to the fiber wheel, which the fiber wheel, I call it a Scotch-Brite wheel. It looks like Scotch-Brite material glued together in looks like a grinder wheel. And then since I'm here, I should have probably used a Dremel tool, clean it up a little bit on the inside, but I'm gonna go ahead and polish it. Polishing wheel. I use this to polish this wheel, and I use this wheel just to buff it off after I polish. No materials on this wheel. I put my material on this wheel. All right, I'm gonna clean the inside of the jaws. All it takes. Now, I really need to work on the inside, the pivot. Well, come on. I hate these new cans of WD-40. Should see some ruts come out at the pivot point. Not much of anything. These things are stiff. Holy smokes. Just a little bitty tiny bit. Look at there. That's nothing. These things must be brand new. I mean, there's no, I mean, yeah, there's nothing coming out like some of the other ones. They're not bad at all. I've had a whole lot worse. A little carburetor cleaner. There we go. A little bit. And that's nothing compared to what I've done before. Man. These things are just stiff. All right, let me do this a little bit more and then clean the handles up, put it back together. All right. I'm trying to clean the camera, it keeps wanting to shut off on me. All I'm doing is using a little bit of carburetor cleaner just to clean the coats. And you can use goop and whatever, but I have carburetor cleaner. That's what I use. Everybody has something. Usually I test a spot because carburetor cleaner has a tendency to melt certain plastics. It's not good on it. I can tell you that right now. My dumb self has done that before. Okay, looks like I'm gonna put a little bit of wax on it. I'm not gonna wax the black area, just the polish and the handles. Just if anybody asks. And I'll show you where the bluing didn't take. See the dirt's coming off the compound. Go ahead and wax the handles. These coats that are on these remind me of what's on Channel Lock brand, but it's cheaper. The Blue Point material is cheaper. You can tell the texture is different. I'll tell you right now, I don't like these as much as I do the Bokers. My old Bokers that I redid a week ago, yeah. I like the Boker better. The metal's better. It feels better. Plus they're 70 years old and these they still make. All right, ladies and gentlemen, present you Boy David George 88 Charles P. That's Blue Point brand. I don't know if you could still see the Blue Point in there. I'm looking myself. I can almost see it. The metal quality is okay. And I'm not sure if that's pitting. I don't know if you can see that on the face of that. If that's pitting or if that's just the metal itself. It's kind of uniform. Overall, it's okay. They sell these new for $31.50. I wouldn't buy them. For $19, $19.95, they're online. eBay's got them. I don't think I'd buy it either. Hang on a second. All right, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but to tell you the truth, I like the Boker. I like the feel of the Boker in my hands. They're not top heavy, like, I guess maybe because this is smaller, skinnier. Look at is it the feel? I don't know what, no, it's not. Huh, I don't know what, I guess they're longer. They just feel, I don't know, I guess I'm used to old junk tools. So, this is Crescent. I actually like these Crescents. I've used them a couple times since I've cleaned them now. I cleaned them about 2 weeks ago. But, I don't know. I got $2.50 into this thing. I can't complain. I really shouldn't say anything. But I definitely wouldn't pay $31.50 new for these when Crescent's brand or, yeah, was it Crescent? There was another brand I looked at was cheaper and I thought was probably better. The only good thing about Blue Point is you got a lot of people out there who think it's a great tool. I could sell it probably pretty quickly. And you got to remember, Blue Point is just a cheap version of Snap-on. It's a cheaper line. And they started, I'm trying to remember, they started back in, Blue Point was started in late 1937, 38, 40, somewhere around there. I'm pretty sure, I have to look that up. Tool Artifact. Website you guys got to go to if you have never heard it. Tool Artifact. It's nothing but information on old tools. Look that up. It's very interesting. But anyways, this video is going to be long. Sorry. I polished it. I just polished the head. I made it look like kind of the way it would look in a factory. I'm getting it dirty in my fingerprints. I blued it, and I used 2 different bluing so you guys could see the difference in, and there really isn't any difference in the product. Both products, let's see here. I used both products on the same plier, and pretty much looks the same. This you have to rinse with. You have to rinse it after setting for 60 seconds, and this you just wipe dry. I've tried up to 3 different coats on both of these brands on other items, and I really can't tell that much difference. So 1 coat's usually all I do anymore. But there you go, $2.50 tool. And this was a flea market purchase. I bought a whole bunch of stuff from the flea market a while back, and that was one of them. And I didn't realize it was Blue Point. It was a little rusty. These I am going to take to work and put it in my spare toolbox, just because I got these 2 right here. The Boker and the Crescent I like better, and this is just a cheap no-name brand. I think, well, it's got embellishment on it. It drop forged, so usually when you run across something like this, it's got age. I use these quite a bit too. These sit out on my box, on the top of my box. I'm always using these. These are old, they're kind of junky. I blued them, but they work good. These I'll take to work. I'll put them in my spare box, my extra box. Yeah, they'll be used, but I don't know. I really don't like them. I don't like the feel in my hands. There's something about that I don't like. You know how sometimes you just grab a tool and you just like using it. It feels good. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I like the metal feel in my hand. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enough of my being stupid here. Tell me what you think. You like him, you don't? Did I do a good job? I think it turned out pretty good. For $2.50, it was definitely worth picking up. So when you guys are out and about, look for them junk old tools. You'll be surprised what you can find, what you can't find. Oh, sorry to interrupt. There is something I did want to show you. Darn it. Right here. You can see where the bluing took and where it didn't. Right about here is where I used it on the wire wheel, where I roughed it up. I did not hit that spot, and I didn't hit that spot right there with the wire wheel. It did not take the bluing. So I'll show you right here on this side. Did the same thing. You see about where I stopped. It didn't take the bluing. So that's kind of neat. Oh well. Ladies and gentlemen, give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you think. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And if you don't, there ain't a whole lot I can do about it. My tool. And so keep an eye out. Hit them flea markets, pawn shops, thrift stores. There's tools out there. If you find them, you're in the right place at the right time. Sometimes you get some really good deals. All right, y'all. Have a good day now.